Well, I haven't been on a lot lately because I gotta center myself here a little better. There's my skull. Anyway, I've been pretty busy. Since I got back from the cruise, I've had a lot of things to do. I'm working on some videos too. I'm going to do one about Belize coming up and the private island owned by MSC. But right now, I, I stepped away from some of the projects I'm doing. I'm renovating my rabbitry. Also getting ready to go to a rabbit show. I'm going to a rabbit show this weekend, so I'm getting ready for that. But I'm also doing research on trucks. I did a video before. Put my glasses on. Here we go. There we go. So anyway, just going to show you my thoughts and what I've done. I've watched YouTube videos of different opinions. I've read different reports. A lot of bias get put into these, even the YouTube videos. I've been looking at videos from mechanics that review different cars. And so let's just show you what I've looked at, what I've found out so far, and what I think of each different pickup that I'm considering. I'm looking at a pickup that's got a V6, possibly a four-cylinder. If it's a stronger four-cylinder, it's a possibility. Now this is a Chevy Colorado, and there's also the GMC Canyon, which I'll include with the Colorado as well, because they're made by the same manufacturer and probably made in the same factory. There's probably some differences in the trim. There's about $1,000 difference in the price. The GMC is about $1,000 more for each level up, from what I've found out. These ones don't start very cheap of a price for this type of vehicle, so they're up in the higher end of price. Not with the Honda Ridgeline, but they're up there in price. And I'm looking for possibly a two-wheel drive. With the 6, with the Chevy, I definitely want the 6. This one, I've read good reports on it, but I haven't talked to anybody who owns one. So I don't have any knowledge from someone who owns one. So I'll have to do a little more research on these. It's a body on frame. This is the GMC Sierra, which is pretty much the same thing as the Chevy Silverado. They're just a basic full-size truck, almost like a mid-size truck, because the mid-size trucks, gotten so big. Anyway, these are hard to find any other colors. GMC has them in this blue and a red, black, white, and a gray, and I think Chevy is likewise. But it's hard to find them. If you find them on a lot, 99% of the time they're going to be a white one. So I don't know if you have to special order them to get them in a color, and I'm not going to special order any vehicle. So if it's not one that I find on a lot, you're gonna pay a little more if you special order any vehicle. When they already have it on a lot, you might be able to get a better deal on the price. So I'm going to go with the vehicles that are in a lot. So if I do get one of these, it'll probably end up being white. I do like this GMC as far as the full-size type trucks that are single cab. That's probably my favorite out of all of them. But let's just go on and talk some more. I'm going to go on to Ford with the smallest one. This is the Ford Maverick. Now it's a unibody truck. From what people that have made videos on this say, that it doesn't drive like a unibody. It feels more like a truck. It looks more like a truck. The bed's a little smaller than the Ranger, and especially than the F-150. But what do you expect? It has a good starting price in the 20,000s, mid 20,000s. So as far as price wise, it's a good value, I guess, or cheap. but it looks like it's cheap. If you, I looked at one that a mechanic owned. I went to the Ford dealership and they had none on the lot. They said they did on their website. When I went there, they didn't have any. The mechanic had one. He let me look at it, and it was school bus yellow, and the inside is all that hard plastic, kind of like the cars were made back in the 80s. It has some nice features on it, but I it either comes in a hybrid, which doesn't have very good towing at all, or you can get it in the with the turbo with the EcoBoost. I don't like the EcoBoost, and I don't like turbo, so those right there are turnoffs for me. The turbo can get a special kit put on it to make it tow a little better, but I think I'm going to pass on this, and they're not going to be able to find them. These things are selling like hotcakes right now because there's nothing that really competes with it other than the Santa Cruz. This is a step up from the Maverick, which is the Ford Ranger. Used to be the Courier, but the Courier is more like the Maverick. But anyway, this is the base one. Not with the full seat in the back. But I haven't seen any like this on the dealership. They're all 4-doors I've seen. There's a lot of these available. I talked to a guy who owned it, and he said that the sensors were bad in the one. He didn't like it because the sensors are always going out in the one he had. So that kind of drew some red flags with me on this truck too, and gave me a negative view on it. But they may fix that by 2023 model. I don't know. He had a 2022. It was the guy I talked to at Aldi's. Now I've owned more Fords than any other truck. I'm almost a Ford man, but what's going on with Ford lately is kind of got me concerned a little bit. People are buying Fords and not liking them, and I don't want to buy a truck that I'm going to have to take to the shop all the time and get sensors replaced. If that that would not be good. I do like them. They're a little high to get in, so I'd have to get steps for this one for sure, and for the GMC and Chevys as well. So that's an extra $1,000 on the price. I'm not sure what these ones start at, but I think they start around $30,000 for the base model, and then everything you add onto it brings the price up even higher. You know how that works anyway. Ford Ranger's probably low on the list of my considerations. This is the Ford Ranger regular cab truck, and like the Chevy, most likely you're going to only find them in white. It's not a very attractive truck, but the looks really aren't what's important. I mean, it has a little to do with it. I like a truck to look a little mean. This one doesn't look mean at all. I don't know. It looks very basic looking. I don't know if the features are better than Chevys or Dodge standard size trucks like this, but I don't know. It's a consideration up there. If I get a good deal on one, that might make me decide to get one, but I don't know if right now is a good time for Fords or not. This is the Ram 1500 regular cab. I don't know much about them. I know they're the cheapest American made, well, full-size truck anyway, because Toyota and Nissan don't make regular cabs anymore. Only Ford, Chevy, and Ram makes these cab trucks anymore. I'd probably get a short box, just save a little extra money, because I do have a trailer if I need to haul anything real long. This is another, like, I hear a lot of mixed things with Dodge. There are people that say, man, they're great and they last and they're dependable. Then I hear other people say that they're crap vehicles, they're cheaply made, and I don't really know what to think. I like the look of them, except for the headlight. The headlight looks kind of obnoxious and looks like it's easy to break or something. Like any rock coming off the road is going to smash right into that big old headlight. I'm sure it's just a plastic cover and the headlights are inside there. I don't know. But I don't know how good the Dodge or Chrysler six cylinders are. They used to make the best six cylinder engines out there. I don't know if that's still true, but I would consider this vehicle. I'm not going to put it high on the list. Now this is a Toyota Tacoma, and they're a little high to get up into, so I had to spend an extra $1,000 to have a steps put on so my wife can get in it. Um, Toyotas are Toyotas. They're good cars. They got a good reputation. I like their Tundras as well, except for the V8 because you have to take the manifold off to get to the starter. Um, that's a big problem with me. I'm not a mechanic, so I'd pay someone to do that. Um, they're a decent truck. There's nothing wrong with the Toyota. Uh, so it is something I would consider, and since I have credit with Toyota, since the last two cars I've owned were Toyotas, um, so yes, that's a possibility to get one of these. Um, so it'll be up higher on the list. It's a good possibility I end up with one of these, but it wouldn't be my first choice. Now this is a Nissan Frontier, and I will tell you they changed the styling of these trucks, and I really like the look. It looks mean to me. As far as all the trucks out there, I think this is the best looking, in my personal opinion, and yours may be different. I like driving them. I've driven one, driven a 2021 or 22, and I liked it all around. It's got some good features. It's comfortable, more comfortable than the Tacoma. It has all the tech that the Tacoma has as well. I think maybe not quite as, but anyway, this truck is a good truck, and it's a possibility, and it is high up on my list. The only problem I have with this vehicle, the engine's great, the body's great, the interior's great. I just have a problem with those Jenko transmissions. That's where a lot of mechanics and mechanic videos that I hear talk about is the Jenko transmission. Maybe they fixed the problems that were on those that they had from previous years. I don't know, but that's the only downfall and the only minus that I can see on this one. This is a Santa Cruz. Now I'm not showing the Ridgeline. I would love to have a Ridgeline, but man, they start at 40. I mean, they start twice as much as some of these other cars start at. Not quite there, but they're a really good truck, and Honda knows it, and so Honda's going to charge a lot for them. Even used ones are more expensive than new trucks. They're up there priced with the F-150s and stuff, and they're a good truck. I call it the Swiss Army truck because it has all these gadgets that go with it that are pretty cool. But this is a scaled down, I think, modeled after the Ridgeline, which this one is priced right there with the Maverick starting price. And from what I've heard from different mechanics, that if you get the lower trim versions, you're going to get a better vehicle than the higher trims. The higher trims have the turbo engine, and I've said before I'm not a fan of turbo engines, and I'll tell you why at the end of this video. It also has kind of like an eco boost like Ford has, but you can shut that off on this vehicle. You don't have to run that where every time the car stops, the engine stops and then it starts back up again. I don't want that wear and tear on my starter. Be honest with you, and it wears out your engine every time you have to start your engine. So these ones ride like a car. So my wife needs it to go to town. It's not going to be nothing for her to get up in it. And it does have the pickup bed, and it has a better tow. Even though it has the 4-cylinder, it has pretty good towing for a four-cylinder. If I do get a camping trailer, it had to be on the very small side, but that could still be done. Uh, I do like a lot about this vehicle, and the interior is really nice. Very comfortable seats. It looks like it's a Santa Fe, but it inside it's a lot better. Really, the only Santa Fe to it is really just the front grille. It may be on the same chassis as the Santa Fe. I don't really know. Um, it has it's all around good vehicle. The one thing I don't dislike it over with the compared to the Ridgeline is when you fold the seats in the back seats for fold them up in the Ridgeline, you have a clear space. I can put rabbit cages back there. This one I'll have to do a little working because they got the jack and all that under there, and they have a place for the jack in the back. So I'm not sure why they decided to mount it there. And maybe if I get one, I could remount the jack somewhere else. I have to look at it. I haven't test drove one of these. I've watched. I wasn't going to consider this vehicle because of the four-cylinder, but it has a really good towing. So that's something right there. Definitely would get the lower end package on these. I don't need all the bells and whistles, the LED, whatever displayed things in it that the upper package has. As one of the mechanics, everything he found wrong with this vehicle was in the upper trims because it has a very delicate high end transmission. Just because it's a high end transmission doesn't mean it's good for a pickup. And it was a transmission that's really used in sports cars and race cars and not really built for everyday use. So the transmission's but the low end transmission is really nice. And if you see those little notches by the wheels up above on the rim, on the fender, you can have a thing put in there where you can mount a GoPro. You want to your vehicle, so you can have a GoPro going down the road. I guess a lot of people do that. I don't know. I could make YouTube videos of me going places, I guess, if I wanted to. But all in all, I like this vehicle, and it'll be up there with the Nissan and the Toyota as far as the top of my list, and maybe one of those regular cab American-made trucks too. I don't know where I'm going to go yet. I'm still doing a lot of research, but I do like the Santa Cruz. It doesn't look like a pickup. It's not like a pickup because it wasn't meant to be. And I think it fit my lifestyle a little better because, I can haul lumber some days and the next day I can go to the grocery store or go leave on a cruise. So that's what my research has got me so far. The next week, Santa Cruz probably top my list this week. Next week, probably be another one. I know Nissan's up there. I really like the Nissan. I'd have to spend an extra $1,000, so I had to consider that in the price to put steps on it. But the steps that Nissan sells are really nice steps. They're actual steps and not a bar where your foot can slip on. I've had those too. So running boards, I want a step more than a running board. Those cost you extra $1,000. You may be able to buy one on Amazon for $600, $700, but you're going to pay someone to put them in because you got to drill in a hard frame. I don't have those kind of tools, so I'd have to pay somebody to do it. So I might as well the factory do it. Those are the trucks I'm considering. They do make a single cab Ford Ranger, but they don't sell it in the United States. And Chevy makes one, a single cab Chevy Colorado. I've seen some of the county vehicles are those. So I don't know. I got some time because it's probably not going to be until August when I get my new pickup. It could be earlier if something happens. If I win the lottery, I might end up with a Honda Ridgeline. I know they're not very good looking. They're probably the least attractive of all the trucks on my list, but they're also the most dependable truck. You get a Honda Ridgeline, it's going to keep on running without needing much repairs for a long, long time. 15 years, you'll still have that vehicle if you take care of it. I don't know about all these other vehicles, what the longevity is of them. And that's one of the problems I'm looking at with the Santa Cruz is they've only been out for a few years. I don't know, but they have the same motor and stuff that the Santa Cruz has been around for a lot longer. So who knows? If you have any comments, please leave them. Thank you very much.